Hello and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, and I'm your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for a 7-day-a-week, 7 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 153 of our trek, and yesterday we explored the 9 principles for creating and living a lasting legacy. And today we want to explore the 4 details that will destroy bad habits. If you miss any of our days of Wisdom Trek, please go to wisdom-trek.com and listen to them or read the daily journal. We are recording our podcast from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio today. This episode will be released on Saturday when Paul and I will be heading to Fort Lauderdale as we leave for our 7-day podcasting cruise on Sunday. The week while we're out to sea, I will have a series of podcasts covering some short stories about wisdom. On our trek today, we're going to cover 4 short trails, so let's get started right away by breaking camp and heading onto the trails. The trails today can be very difficult, just like breaking bad habits are very difficult in our lives. When we start habits that are not good for us, we do not realize at the time or understand the inherent difficulty in changing old or persistent habits. But that doesn't mean that it's impossible to change. It just might require some work on our part. The only way that habits begin to change is when we begin to change our perceptions. Most people are not successful in changing bad habits or addictions quickly. For most of us, change comes as an evolutionary process of almost imperceptible changes. We just keep nudging ourselves in the right direction by forming 1 or 2 better habits to replace the bad habits. Changing habits permanently requires 4 distinct and interlocking steps. It is like the interlocking Lego blocks that the kids play with, which connect to each other to build the steps to success. On our trek today, we want to look at the intertwining trails that will help us to change and break bad habits. You must connect them together and in the proper order. So our title today is the 4D Trails to Break Bad Habits. Emotions are the most powerful forces inside us. Under the power of emotions, human beings can perform the most heroic as well as the most barbaric acts. To a great degree, civilization itself can be defined as the channeling of human emotions. Emotions are the fuel and the mind is the pilot, which together propel the ship of civilized progress. There are 4 basic emotions, building blocks, or trails that can trigger the most incredible of activities. The day that you channel these emotions to fuel your desires is the day that you'll turn your life around and overcome the bad habits that are destroying you. The first trail for today is disgust with yourself. One does not usually equate the word disgust with a positive action, no, and yet, properly channeled, disgust can change a person's life. The person who feels disgusted has reached a point of no return. He or she is ready to throw down the gauntlet at life and say, "I've had it." Yes, productive feelings of disgust come when you say, enough is enough. You've had it with mediocrity. You've had it with those awful sick feelings of fear, pain, and humiliation. You've had it with your bad habits. And you decide that you're not going to live like this anymore. Call it what you will, the I've had it day, the never again day, or the enough is enough day. Whatever you call it, it's powerful. There is nothing so life-changing as gut-wrenching disgust. Our second trail for today is decision time. You must choose. Most of us need to be pushed to the wall to make a decision. Once you reach this point, you have to deal with the conflicting emotions that come with making them. When you've reached the fork in the trail, fork in our trail can be either 2-pronged, 3-pronged, or even 4-pronged. No wonder that decision-making can create knots in our stomach, keep you awake in the middle of the night, or make you break out in a cold sweat. Making life-changing decisions can be likened to an internal civil war, conflicting armies of emotions, each with its own arsenal of reasoning. They battle each other for the supremacy of our minds, and your resulting decisions, whether bold or timid, well thought out or impulsive, can either set the course of action or blind it. I don't have much advice to give you about decision-making except this. Whatever you do, don't camp at the fork in the trail. You must decide. It is far better to make a wrong decision than not to make one at all. Each of us must confront our emotional turmoil and sort out our own feelings. Our third trail is desire that won't be extinguished. How do you gain desire? I don't think I can answer this directly because there are so many ways, but I do know these 2 things about desire. It comes from inside, not from outside, but it can be triggered by an outside force. Almost anything can trigger a desire. It's a matter of timing as much as preparation. It might be a song that tugs at our heart. It might be a memorable sermon. It might be a movie, a conversation with a friend, a confrontation with an enemy, or a bitter experience. Even a book or a podcast such as this one can trigger your inner mechanism that will say to you, "I want change now." Therefore, while you're searching for your hot button of pure raw desire, welcome into your life each positive experience. Don't erect a wall to protect you from experiencing life. The same wall that keeps out your disappointments also keeps out the sunlight of enriching experiences. Don't let life touch you. The next touch could be the one that turns your life around. And our fourth trail is determination, to do or to die. Determination says, I will. These two words are among the most potent in the English language. I will. Benjamin Disraeli, the great British statesman, once said, nothing can resist a human will that will stake even its existence on the extent of its purpose. In other words, when someone determines to do or die, nothing can stop him. The mountain climber says, I will climb this mountain. They've told me it's too high, too far, it's too steep, it's too rocky, it's too difficult. But it's my mountain, and I will climb it. You will see me waving from the top, or you'll never see me, because unless I reach the peak, I'm not coming back. And who can argue with such determination? When confronted with this iron-willed determination, I can see time, fate, and circumstances calling a hasty conference and deciding we might as well let him have his dream. He said he's going to get there or die trying. Now, the best definition for determination means promising yourself that you'll never give up. Think about it this way. How long should a baby try to learn how to walk? How long would you give the average baby before you say, that's it, you've had your chance? You would say that's crazy, and of course it is. Any mother would say, my baby is going to keep trying until he learns how to walk. No wonder everybody learns to walk. Ask yourself, how long am I going to work to rid my life of these bad habits and then to make my dreams come true? I would suggest you answer, as long as it takes. Although it seems impossible at times for us to make the changes needed in our lives, let us not forget that we can draw on the strength of each other on this trek of life and also through Christ. As the Apostle Paul wrote in his letter to the Church of Philippi, chapter 4, verses 12 through 14, I know how to live on almost nothing or with everything. I've learned the secret of living in every situation, whether it be a full stomach or empty, with plenty or little. I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. Even so, you have done well to share with me in my present difficulty. So the four trails that each of us must hike in order to break the bad habits and make lasting changes in our lives are disgust, decision, desire, and determination. The lessons that we can learn from each other are so valuable. So encourage your family and friends to join us each day and come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. And starting tomorrow, we will have a short series of wisdom stories. And that'll finish our podcast for today. Remember to listen to your daily dose of wisdom at wisdom-trek.com or subscribe at iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spreaker, or YouTube so that the episodes will be downloaded to you automatically each day. And please share Wisdom Trek with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person so that they will come along with us each day also. I know that they will benefit and enjoy it. The journal for today's trek can be found at wisdom-trek.com. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I treasure your friendship as I serve you through this Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. And as we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly or fully, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.